Rebound to Champagny. That's Keldon Johnson with the basketball. Champagny now shovels to Castle. Keldon Johnson will drive it. Gives it up. Mamokhalashvili from the corner knocks it down. I'll tell you about it in a minute. He only missed one shot and exploded for big-time points. Simone Fontecchio, the basket, lays it up, lays it in. 4 for Mamokhalashvili against the Knicks. He was 13 for 14, 7 for 7 from distance. So don't be surprised that he makes that one from the corner. From the Republic of Georgia. Castle almost lost it in the lane to Ron Holland. Now he does. It turns out to be a W.
You know what he is, Joe? He's fearless. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of making mistakes. I mean, he's going to go out there and get out there, and they're so afraid of making mistakes, they almost freeze.
Oh, exactly.
And they end up doing nothing.
Champagny with the 3. It won't go through. Pistons board it. They lead it 34-25. A drive and deuce on the last possession by the man who has the ball right now, Marcus Sasser. Lays it off inside for Stu. Ron Holland now on the wing. Shot clock at 10. Marcus Sasser against Champagny. Clock at 7. Here's a long gun, and it goes.
I guess
that's what he wanted. Holland starts down the lane. Pocket picked by Champagny. Harrison Barnes in forecourt with a dribble against Simone Fontecchio.
As we said the other day, you don't like that turnover, but you got to live with it. It's going to happen sometimes with the force and pace with which he plays.
Exactly.
Can't take that away from him.
Fontecchio couldn't score inside. He'll get it outside here against Barnes. But Barnes couldn't score against him. Shot clock's inside 4 for Marcus Sasser. Flips it up and fills it up. Marcus Sasser.
You know, when you're not playing a lot, it's awfully hard sometimes to stay in shape.
Stephon Castle, top side of the big man, missed this one, and Ron Holland has the rebound. Malik Beasley to forecourt. Pistons were in those bad to the bone colored uniforms. Beasley to the basket. 26 Piston memberships officially on sale.
We keep showing Jaden Ivey, and clearly his teammates are still in action. Sometimes you can feel detached. I like what they're doing.
I think the guys are reaching out.
Yeah.
1 for 2 with the stripe for Malik. Down the lane. 3 in this one. But the Pistons lead 40-27. 15's been their biggest lead. That's Stephon Castle, the rookie from Connecticut. To Vassell, bounce to Barnes. Castle picked up a wild one and tried to take it in motion to the basket. Shot way too hard. Stu has it, gives to Marcus Sasser. Malik Beasley with a long gun. It rolls off, tapped in by Stu. It's the Spurs, they're up 42-27. Castle to the basket, winds up, tried to punch it down. Smashed on the block by Stu. What a block! Pistons have it in Ron Holland's hands in the lane. Looking at Stu and
could have.
And he might have put the fear of the Lord in him. Fontecchio on the perimeter. Leaves it for Stu. Shot clock at 7. Malik Beasley to the lane. Floats it up. Off the heel. Castle with a rebound. Stephon Castle to forecourt. Vassell goes behind the back against Fontecchio. Gets to the baseline, bothered now by Isaiah Stewart. Stephon Castle, sideline to Harrison Barnes, and a long gun won't go. Leaping rebound to Stu. Marcus Sasser to forecourt. Sasser with a straight-on gun. Chris Paul checks in for the Spurs. Biombo with a screen. Vassell with a drive, used the glass but missed the shot. Barnes taps it outside for Paul. Paul all the way across the floor to Vassell. Long gun, no. Rebound to Sar Thompson. Vassell to forecourt in a hurry. Sometimes he's a blur. Schroeder with a bounce into the post to Jalen Duren. In front for a score for Ausar. So way too much for the Spurs here in the first half. Harrison Barnes backs in on Schroeder. He's got a size advantage, obviously. Outside for Champagnie and a missed three.
Boy, they are laying bricks right now. Been stuck on 27. Pistons defense the cause.
And Tim Ford and 9 have an assist. Everybody's pitching in. Vassell sends it topside for Champagnie. Spurs haven't had a field goal in over 6 minutes now. That's why they're down 47-27. Chris Paul trying to find a good shot for somebody. Goes to Barnes. Barnes to...
Both our guys stationed at stayed at Kelly Air Force Base in San Antonio.
Oh, nice. That's a good Air Force town, San Antonio. Make it 47-28. Schroeder into the paint. Ausar Thompson lost the handle. Spurs rush it up. They could use an easy basket. Chris Paul passes on a wide open shot. Barnes from the corner, short and a long gun. Rebound tapped outside to Vassell. Chris Paul misses the three. They tap. Second, also perfect. He has 9. 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. 47-31 Pistons. Dennis Schroeder stays in the game. Ausar Thompson from the corner for 3, and it's through. Fred Vinson, that is, helping out Ausar Thompson. You saw some of it there. Pistons get a takeaway. Ausar no look to Tobias. Inside for Jalen Duren. 24-4. This is from the floor for San Antonio. They're shooting under 22%. 53-31 Pistons. 3.5 to play in the half. Harrison Barnes against Tobias. Barnes to the lane, slips and falls. Marcus Sasser, who just checked in, has the ball. Dishes to Hardaway Jr. to the rim, scoops and scores.
I think Hardaway was going to pop a jumper, but he kept it moving towards the basket. Right thing to do.
11 points now for the Pistons off turnovers. Ausar Thompson swats it away from Vassell, who goes back to get it in backcourt. Vassell gets a screen into the corner for Chris. Tobias with the basketball on top. Tobias working against Biyombo. Inside of the baseline, lost the handle. Chris Paul has it.
I think Tobias was working too hard on beating Biyombo. He never saw that other defender right there.
Vassell with a miss. Pistons board it. They'll rush it to forecourt. Marcus Sasser met by Paul. At his age. In his 20th season. Marcus Sasser to the lane. Gives it up to Tobias. Going to have to jump it up. Does. It's off the rim. In front of Ausar Thompson has it deep to Jim.
They do look for one another. Duren and Ausar Thompson.
Spurs still trying to score. Vassell outside. Screen from Biyombo. Shot clock at 5. Sohan in the lane. Chris Paul with a jumper. Off iron. Another miss for the Spurs. Rebound Jalen Duren. 10 minutes without a feed with 1:24 to play in the half. Castle to forecourt.
10 minutes without scoring. That's hard to do.
Without a field goal, they've been in the Spurs, Gregory, are 1 for 18 in the second.
Our Players Association members are here tonight, and he couldn't stop gushing about Marcus Sasser and how mature he has gone about handling the situation that he's involved in, lack of playing time. They pick up Dennis Schroeder and all of that. So he was very happy to see Sasser get that opportunity and produce the way he did against New Orleans.
Not sure I've seen anything like it.
Yeah.
In all my time. Mature beyond his years. Tobias misses from the corner. Sohan with a rebound. Chris Paul to forecourt. 42 seconds to play in the half.
Are they gonna get a bucket before this quarter's over?
57-32. The Pistons lead him. Paul behind him to Vassell. Shot clock's at 3. Vassell to the basket for a scoop and a score.
Let me tell you, a night like tonight, you better jump on them quickly, and they did.
Sure did. Here's Jalen Duren, first possession of the basket. Hook on the run. Hit it off. 2-34 Pistons. Stephon Castle to forecourt for San Antonio. They had 1 3 in a row coming in here. Castle in the paint. Jostled deep to Bismack Biyombo. Missed from close in. Tried to score off the high glass and couldn't. Tobias to forecourt. Lobs to J.D.
Level. Penthouse.
Bismack Biyombo against Jalen Duren. Dribble hands to Vassell. Vassell had 3 threes early. Castle launches the 3, and it's through.
They are now 7 for 26, and 4 came early.
It's 64-37. Missed from the lane. For Jalen. And a run out for the Spurs. Then stopped making 3s and never did make many 2s. And the Pistons have just run them out of the gym at this point. It's 64-39. In front, the Pistons go to Jalen Duren. Missed. Asar Thompson gets it back. Tobias works the wing. Takes it to the baseline. Takes it to the rim. Reverse no. Rebound Harrison Barnes. Chris Paul. Topside jumper. Yes. And that's a triple for Paul. And it's 8 straight for the Spurs. It's 64-42 Pistons. Tim Hardaway Jr. topside to Tobias. Dennis Schroeder starting for Cade Cunningham out tonight with leg soreness. Across the lane goes Jalen Duren, misses the hook. Stephon Castle to Chris Paul. Into the corner, Harrison Barnes with a long gun. It's in and out. Long rebound to Asar Thompson.
See if they can get something early. This is usually when they're droughting in the half court. They can get a run going, something in transition or quickly.
Tobias from
They started rotating it. The Spurs
7-42 Pistons. 9 minutes to play in the third. Harrison Barnes to the driving Stephon Castle for a deuce.
A lot of people think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, George.
He could be, leading all rookies in scoring. He has 9 now, averages 14. Dennis Schroeder with a screen from Jalen Duren. Low dribble to the lane. Has to pick it up outside for Tobias. Clock at 6. Asar Thompson rises and fires. Short and out of bounds.
For making them play half court and making them play on the perimeter.
Castle down the lane, scoops and scores. It's 67-44. Jalen Duren shovels to Tim Hardaway Jr. Gets to the basket for a scoop and a score. He has that kind of strength. 7 for Hardaway Jr. 69-46.
Nice to see him bouncy off that ankle.
Yeah.
And he did that the other day. We didn't know how long he was going to be out.
Vassell from distance misfires to Tobias. Tim Hardaway Jr. Gives it to Dennis Schroeder against Castle. Bounce to Jalen. Deep to Asar. Up with the shot.
So may have been looking for something else.
The ankle seems like it must be almost right. Vassell with a leaner in the lane. He hits it. They led by 30.
Law of averages on the side of the Spurs and had almost 11-minute drought. They were going to eventually start hitting some shots.
Schroeder to the lane. Schroeder off the glass. Certain way he plays. And the Pistons, 72-48. Castle to the paint. boat isn't rocked, you'd like to have Dennis Schroeder available the rest of the way. Castle to the paint against him. Running Glasser is good for Stephon Castle. Pins inside for the Pistons.
Floor in the second quarter, but they are scoring rather easily now. And you want to see an improvement on the defensive end if you're the Pistons coaching staff.
Malik Beasley short with a long gun. Rebound Harrison Barnes. Marcus Sasser is checked in. Vassell for three, and it's through. And now the Spurs have Sasser against Castle. Line clock at 16. Malik Beasley screen from Jalen Duren, lost the handle. Barnes picks it up and brings it to forecourt.
The crafty, tricky Chris Paul causing that turnover.
Castle thought about a long gun, gets to the lane instead. Fires up a two, and it's through. 72 to in the first half of the third quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. Finish it 5 here in the third. 75-55. Jump catch by Harrison Barnes. Goes behind the back. Up fake inside. In front to Bismack Biyombo. The shot popped out. Big fella couldn't even score. Dead on from 2 feet away. Hardaway Jr. for three. Off the iron to Chris Paul. Paul to forecourt. Got a screen from Biyombo. Vassell puts it on the deck. Spins to the lane. Rises and fires and fills it up.
They're playing with chucking all those threes, George. They are playing in the half court. They're scoring deuces. They've got good balance to their offense, and they look much better.
75-57 our score. The last 8 have been scored by the Spurs here. Marcus Sasser with the basket. Runs up.
Has demonstrated while not playing much. I probably wouldn't have had that same maturity when I was his age.
I can't imagine very many players would. Gregory, you were mature beyond your years. I'm not sure I'm buying that. Here is Vassell to the baseline. On the wing to Keldon Johnson. Clock at 6. Johnson from the lane. Facing Hook, no. His own rebound. Hooks it back up again.
I can tell you this much. I'm sure Marcus had plenty of help and guidance from this coaching staff to help him with his patience and not losing his confidence and all that was necessary during that stretch.
Here's Malik Beasley with a long gun, rattles out to Vassell. We have 3:46 to play here in the third. Vassell for three, and it's through.
You worried yet?
No, but I think the coaching staff has to get a little bit concerned. For guess who? Marcus Sasser.
Marcus Sasser's kicking tail right now.
You can't guard him.
No.
Blake Wesley with the basketball without Cade Cunningham in this one. Sohan hands to Vassell. Crowded inside by Isaiah Stewart. Fired short. That stop was by Stu, and he rebounds the miss. Marcus Sasser stops and fires. Off the rim. He had to miss sooner or later. Vassell with a rebound. Jeremy Sohan hands to Champagny. Vassell puts it down. Gets to the baseline. Flips it up. No. Long rebound to Tobias. Way ahead to Malik Beasley to the basket. Lays it up. No. Off it comes. First is up. Tim Hardaway Jr. with 10. And Jalen Duren also with 11. So, I know you do, Gregory. Here's Sohan to the basket. Blocked by Stu. Took it to the glass. Tobias to forecourt. Marcus Sasser topside. Crossover dribble down the lane of the rim. Blocked by Sohan. Spurs rush it up. Devin Vassell in the lane. Deep bounce to Sohan. Up fake on Stu. Got his hand in the air and bothered the shot. It was all air. The Pistons come to forecourt. Stu has it topside. Gets to the lane, dishes it deep for a dunk to Tobias. 1.5 left in the third. Spurs into the corner. Vassell by himself for a minute, and he triples. That's 26. 13 of them here in the third. It's 84-65 Pistons. Pistons pushed that lead to 30 off the get-go in the second half. Spurs have been fighting back ever since. Pistons at the fourth. Still working the hoop to our left, and here's Castle down the lane. He's still red hot. Goes up a floating gun. It goes. It's 88-71. He's 7 for 7 in the second half.
They were late in making the decision to attack. Probably wish they'd attacked in the second quarter when they were throwing up a bunch of threes and missing.
He was 0 for 7 in the first half. Malik Beasley against Castle. Top side of Dennis Schroeder. Shot clock running out. His pass is tip bounce to Castle. Castle down the lane, got to the rim, missed the shot. Pistons board it. Simone Fontecchio, left wing three, won't go through. Rebound comes down to Ron Holland. Basket cut by Simone, but the pass was behind him. Castle to forecourt. Castle at the elbow here in downtown Detroit. Dennis Schroeder bounds it topside. Ron Holland to the basket.
If it goes, absorb that contact, get arm, and get a three-point opportunity.
Beasley has checked in for the Spurs. Wesley has it topside. Momo Kalashvili in the lane. Shots off the rim. No. Champagny with the rebound. Brings it back to the left wing. He'll line up a three and miss it. Rebound to Keldon Johnson. Momo Kalashvili on the left wing. Fires and fills it. 4. Ron Holland down the lane. Into the corner to Blake, or to Malik Beasley, and
Beasley, Georgia, a 41% three-point shooter, so no accident when he's dropping those.
He fakes the three, gets to the paint, dishes it deep, and Keldon Johnson lays it in. 93-76 our score. Dennis Schroeder in the backcourt for the Pistons. Works the wing. Screen from Stu as he takes it to the other side. Top side of Malik Beasley. Malik down the lane, flips it up and fills it up. Picture, you just got a chance to see Malik score.
You may start seeing Malik Beasley put it on the floor and go inside more as teams are, draping all over him defensively out near the three-point line of late.
Champagny with the basketball for the Spurs. Keldon Johnson shovels. Momo Kalashvili gets it back and misses the three. Pistons board it with 8:42 to play. Dennis Schroeder to Ron Holland for a left wing. Circles back to the sideline. Now works the wing. Screen from Stu. Here's the shot. No. Rebound to Champagny. Ahead to Wesley. Wesley, a long strider. Momo Kalashvili on the wing. On top to Castle. Castle driving against Asar Thompson. Buys him. Momo Kalashvili gives it up, gets it back deep on the wing, and buries a three.
George, that's 6 syllables. How long did it take you to get that down?
A while. I have to admit. I can't lie to you, Gregory. Stu screens for Schroeder. Top side of Malik Beasley. Bumped and fouled by Champagny. That's the bottom line. We're assuming he'll play Friday when the Cleveland Cavaliers come in. Dennis Schroeder to the lane, to the rim. Hook on the run, no. Rebound Champagny. Hands to Castle. Stephon Castle to forecourt. Champagny has it on the wing. Top side for Castle. Swipe by Asar Thompson. Whips the pass on the sideline. The Hardaway Jr. will take it to the racket. Up the Pistons Don Live collab now at Pistons313shop.com. Hardaway Jr. at the line at home and more than his share on the road. Brent Trout, a great Piston fan. Tim Hardaway Jr. got both free throws. He has a dozen. Pistons 100, the Spurs 79. Castle with the basketball on top after the side out. Kailash-Vili. They dribble topside and hand the ball to Keldon Johnson. Johnson with the drive. Fires. Be sure to stick around for Pistons live postgame.
28 points, you mentioned that earlier. 5 assists, 4 rebounds against the Pistons. He was 11 of 13 from the floor, not having that night tonight, obviously.
Made 2 free throws.
The guy doing all the scoring, a lot of it anyway, is Devin Vassell tonight.
And Stephon Castle, foul on the Spurs. 6 and 11 left. Pistons inbound to Dennis Schroeder against Castle on top. In the post, Jalen Duren, nice bounce. And that leads the league.
That's tops.
Castle to forecourt for San Antonio. Castle to the lane. Fires.
You get 30 assists, you're probably going to have a really good chance of being over 50% shooting.
Stephon Castle makes the first free throw. Nails the next. It's 19. It's 102-83 Pistons, 5 and 45 to play. Dennis Schroeder quickly to forecourt. Kailash-Vili trying to guard him on the baseline. He'll get a up. Dennis Schroeder at the stripe. Now 6 points, looking for 7 on this second free throw. 6 assists for Dennis Schroeder. Pistons 104, Spurs 83. 5 and 28 to play. Kailash-Vili hands to Vassell. Vassell bothered, sends it topside to Keldon Johnson. Johnson on the deck to the lane, missed the shot. Got his own rebound, back up and in.
That's called working hard for a basket, folks.
Dennis Schroeder in forecourt. Thought he was fouled, doesn't get a call. Off to Jalen Duren at the basket, lays it up, lays it in. 2 left, Pistons 106, Spurs 85. Spurs into the corner for a staff here in front of us near the time.
So Coach Bickerstaff kind of shoves him in direction. Play cruise control the rest of the way.
Duren's free throw gives him 14. Vassell from the corner for the Spurs. The three's in and out. Sheriff, they fell in love with the 3 ball that dropped in the first and didn't in the second with 2 free throws. 107-87. Tim Hardaway Jr. for Waters. Lindy Waters with a 3 from the wing, and it's through.
And Sasser, 19, leads everybody. All-around performance by the Pistons. Took care of the Cleveland Cavaliers later on this week.
Assar got 1 for 2. Jordan McLaughlin down the lane, lays it in for the Spurs. We have 3 and 35 to play. It's 111-89. Marcus Sasser dribble hands to Thompson against Kailash-Vili. Behind the foul line. To Paul Reed. Paul Reed to the baseline. Fires no. Rebound Bismack Biyombo to Jordan McLaughlin. McLaughlin in forecourt. Kailash-Vili dribble hands it off to Malachi Branham, who's getting his first minutes in this one. McLaughlin misses from the slam tap. 111-91 our score, 2 and 48 to play. This is about to win number 41 on the season. Marcus Sasser to the baseline. Sasser keeps the dribble, steps to the corner, fires in and out and back in again. It kissed the high glass. 114-91. 22 for Marcus Sasser.
In 23 minutes of action.
Malachi Branham connects on the other end. Former first-round draft choice out of Ohio State. It's 114-94. Paul Reed, topside 3 for the Pistons is through. 2 minutes here at Little Caesars Arena.
Every Piston has scored in this game that has played. Every one of them.
Jordan McLaughlin to the lane. Misfires for the Spurs. Rebound tapped outside to Branham. Deep to Kailash-Vili. That's impressive.
He'll join the likes of Steph Curry.
They're both ugly. Lindy Waters off to Paul Reed for the Pistons. Marcus Sasser on the right baseline. Drive. flips it up and fills it up.
I don't know what's going to happen with Marcus Sasser when Cade comes back, but his reintroduction to how good he is has been a smashing success in the Pistons' last 2 games, both wins.
He has 24 in this one. Wesley's open for the Spurs, misses on top. Billy with a rebound, back to Wesley. He'll drive it, dump it deep.
It's hard. And Klay Thompson.
The beard.
Klay Thompson. So those are the only 3. Now Anthony Edwards is also on a pace to join that group this year, so should be interesting.
Marcus Sasser deposits another 3 calmly.
Career high.
He has 27.
Career high.
10 here in the 4th. Career high 27. Mallow, he's still arguing about it. It's 122-96. The Pistons won't shoot it. Fans on their feet, including Piston owner Tom Gores. Has to be proud of the Pistons again, playing without their all-star Cade Cunningham and running away from a team that had won 3 in a row and 4 out of 5.